Hello YouTube! Today in the Naughty Librarian, I'm bringing you a little book haul. Oh boy, okay, I'm just gonna tell you right now, all of the books I got in this book haul probably cost me $1.50. I know, crazy, right? The bargains. So, I got a couple of these from a library book sale. That counts for the $1.50. And the rest of them I actually got for free at a different library event. So basically it was a big book swap, and they were only kind of doing YA books, but like they had other books there that weren't YA, but like that's neither here nor there. Essentially they're doing a big YA book swap, and I brought all of the books I was getting rid of. Oh my goodness, all of those books I've been doing unhauls on, I had nowhere to go. They just sat in boxes in my house taking up space, and it drove me crazy because, you know, COVID, no one's accepting them. But the book swap, they were accepting books, so I brought like 8 boxes of books to donate to it. I'm like, here. Everyone just got my books. I think I brought the most books to this book swap. I just like, here, please take these, get these out of my house. So a lot of the books, you know, I had unhauled from my shelves have gone to lovely new homes. So that was very exciting. And I actually picked up a few books that I was really interested in too. So win-win. Let's get into all these books I got for quite a bargain. Let's go. First things first, I got a copy of Empire of Ivory, which is one of the books in the Temeraire series by Naomi Novik. And I've read book 1 of this series. This is book 4. Book 4, oh my goodness. I think there's like 5 books in it. And I just randomly saw it at a library book sale. It was a quarter, so I was like, yep, getting that book. Do I own books 2 and 3? No, I don't. But I have book 4, so there's that. I'm getting ready in advance, okay? When I find the book, I'm not going to turn it down, and I got it. So this one is kind of Napoleonic era in England and the Napoleonic Wars in particular. So they're at war with France, except there's dragons now. So like, what? Great. Dragons, love it. I'm not gonna really get into the plot of this one because honestly, I've only read book 1 and this is book 4, but the concept, awesome. And I just found it like randomly at a library book sale. Had to have it. Also at the library book sale, I got a copy of Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. And do I already own this book? Yes, I do. I have the pretty UK edition. However, did I find a first edition of it? Yes, I did. This is book 2 of the Farseer trilogy, and we're following this guy named Fitz. He has the ability to kind of mind meld with animals, and also there's like royal assassins, and like obviously it says Royal Assassin on the cover. But it's like his big journey, and he also has like this dog that he like mind melds with. Everyone loves a cute dog in a story, but like, oh my gosh, look at the fantasy cover on this. It's like, oh my gosh, like the abs, the sculpted abs, and they're both kind of howling at the moon. I love it. It's a first edition of it, original print, crazy cover. So I just got it because I was like, oh, that's like kind of a collecting thing. I like the cover on it. Why not? It was a quarter. I bought it. At the same library book sale, I got this one for $1, and it was Jade War by Fonda Lee. I have been meaning to read this series so much. The first book of this series is called Jade City, and do I want to read that? Yes. Do I own it? No. But I have book 2. I have book 2 of the series, which is Jade War. But it's a pretty hardcover edition. Sadly, I ripped it. That's my own fault. But yeah, for $1, I'm like, okay, I'll pick up book 2, and then when I get book 1, I already have book 2 ready to go for $1. Winning. And here's the thing. I don't really know what Jade City is about either. This is just such an impulse buy because I know I want to read Jade City because I hear amazing things about it all the time. Have I done any research to know what it's about? No, I have not, but I want to read it. And I found book 2 of the series, hardcover edition, for $1. So basically, this is just me preemptively getting a book. Eventually, I will get book 1, and I'll already have book 2 ready to go. All right, so the next group of books I got for free at the book swap, and there are some finds here. I got a copy of Be Not Far From Me by Mindy McGinnis, and oh boy, do I like Mindy McGinnis. She writes really dark stuff. And technically her books are YA, but like they're very dark for YA, so I feel like they're good crossover books. And in this one, we're kind of doing a survival story. So you have Ashley. She's really outdoorsy. She loves being in the woods. She and like some of her friends are out in the woods having a weekend as teens do, and then she catches her boyfriend with another girl, and she's like, I am drunk and I cannot process this. I'm running away. So she runs off into the woods, falls down a ravine, wakes up the next morning. And she remembers falling in the ravine and doesn't remember anything else, so she obviously knocked herself out. And she has a really nasty leg wound, and she realizes, I am lost and alone in the Smoky Mountains. Oh my goodness, I have to survive. So it's kind of a survival story, and I'm getting really into it. I know there's gonna be like darker stuff even than that involved in this because it's Mindy McGinnis. But ooh, I was so excited. I got it for free. Oh. Like I was like really impressed with my like finding abilities that I got it for free. I also got a copy of Ship of Smoke and Steel by Django Wexler. And this is actually on my Amazon wish list. And I was like, oh, yes! I got the arc of it. And I mainly put this on like my wish list because I read this other book by Django Wexler and like really liked it. So I was like, let's read some more stuff by this author. And I don't 100% know what this whole series is about. I just know it sounded cool at the time. But I think it's this magical world and they have these wells of magic. And some people can like access a little bit of it, some people can access a little bit more, and then there's like very few people who can like access the full power of the well. And I'm assuming, you know, they're gonna have to do magical stuff with it. It's a Wells of Sorcery novel, so there's sorcerers, there's magic, wells of ability, and yeah, and there's gonna, you know, they have to save the world probably. It's fantasy. Like, what more do I need to know? This is really like an author buy for me because I just really like the author, so I'm excited to read something else by them. I'm really excited for it. I also got a copy of The Beholder by Anna Bright. And this one, you know, it's very YA, but it's also a ghost ship story, so like I'm into it. So we have this girl named Sella, and she has to basically get on this boat going across the Atlantic because she has to find a husband. Her stepmother's very much like, you need to go find a husband now, come back engaged or don't come back at all. She gets on a boat that's going across the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know which way across because it's not specific in the blurb, but she is going to have to go husband hunting. And so she's going to get there. There's going to be all these suitors. She's like not really impressed with that. Turns out this boat is a real big problem right now. Like the suitor thing is a problem, but that's a later problem. The problem right now is the ghosts on the ship. So there's some creepy shit happening below decks. And also, you know, there's like a marriage issue and then there's also ghosts. So I was into it just for like the ghost ship idea here. It's definitely worth at least doing the try a chapter thing with it. And I got it for free, so it's like, why not? I also got a copy of The Girl King by Mimi Yu. And I remember when this came out, like I was super into it and I just never got around to getting it. And I was like, oh, the arc? Don't mind if I do. So it's mainly following three characters. There's Lu, Min, and Set. So Lu and Min are sisters, and their father's the emperor, and it's assumed Lu would be the heir because she's very take charge kind of person, the eldest, and Min is much more subdued, so she would just kind of live quietly, except everything gets thrown for a loop because the father actually names a male cousin named Seth the heir, and so the sisters are like, oh hell no. Especially Lu. So Lu goes on the run. She finds this guy named Nock, and maybe Nock is a POV character, I'm not sure, but like he's from like a decimated clan of wolf shapeshifters, and like he's not fully on with his empire stuff because he's like, the empire literally killed my family, why should I help you, princess? But then again, like, you know stuff, so like maybe it's good for me. So they're like have an uneasy alliance to try to take back the throne. And wild card here, Min also is developing really spooky magical abilities. She's like, oh my goodness. So is there gonna be a rift between the sisters here? Who gets the throne? It's very much infighting in this family, and I am into it. It's like the cover is so good, right? And I got the art for free, so I'm really excited about this one. I have been meaning to read it, and I finally have a copy. Last up, I got a copy of Crown of Feathers by Nikki Pau Preto. And this is another one. I've constantly seen this cover. I have been like, had my eye on it for quite some time, and I got it for free at the book swap. Yes. And there's like so much going on in this book. It's hard to describe. So like there's this world, right? And there's these two sisters and they were like fighting for the crown, and there's these people like warriors who rode phoenixes. Dope. Love it. Riding firebirds. into it. And then like things happened and like one sister was defeated. That's like the backdrop. And then we're following Veronica. She's growing up, kind of like a war orphan because of this war between the two sisters, and she wants to be a phoenix rider. And so she has to go off and try to find them. She disguises herself as a boy so she can like learn to be a phoenix rider. And of course there's probably a bigger story here that we don't know what's going on yet. So it's definitely kind of a story about sister rivalries and also riding birds made of fire. So like if you just told me it's about people who ride birds made out of fire, I would already be into it. And then you throw in like the sister rivalry kind of like emotional depth aspect of it, and then I'm like super in. Alright, so that's all the books I've gotten recently, and I got them for free basically. I was just feeling pretty proud of myself. Let me know in the comments down below. I don't know, what's a YA fantasy that you're like super into right now? Because I got like a whole bunch of them recently. If you've read any of these ones, which ones are the best? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon.